Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show here. I am HorrorPunk, and this show is going to be just about basically just any wrestling. We'll be doing this every Friday, talking about news and just really anything wrestling. To start off with, just a little bit about my background and my little personal bit of wrestling history. I've been a wrestling fan for many, many years, really since the late 80s. Really as far back as I can remember, since I was a little kid. Always really been into wrestling, and really just even though I started watching in the late 80s, you know, through time, once I got older and was able to go back and watch stuff that was way before my time, and I still do. I still watch any wrestling I can pretty much get my hands on. I consume it mostly from the 80s on. I do like a lot of the older stuff as well, though. I have watched, wrestling from the 70s as far back as, the 50s for a little bit of stuff that I've seen. Because I do enjoy any and all wrestling. And yeah, my favorite, as far as like my personal favorite eras of wrestling, I would have to say was definitely, around 83 to about 91, 92, around that era. And then also from about 96 until 2001. Those are both those eras are, my favorite eras of wrestling. Yeah, but I still watch today. I still watch the current product. And I watch I don't just watch WWE. I watch, like I said before, basically anything that I can get my hands on, I consume. Whether it's Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Ring of Honor. Personally, right now, my favorite wrestling companies that I enjoy the most are Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Those are the two companies that I definitely enjoy the most. I do still watch WWE, and I keep up with as much as I can of indie wrestling, like Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And I do watch Impact Wrestling as well. So yeah, I'm definitely a huge, huge wrestling fan. So yeah, that's kind of, my little history of, wrestling and how long I've been watching it, what I like, what I don't like. I'm not one of those people that just hate, everything modern. I'm definitely an old school wrestling fan for sure. But, I mean, I love a lot of modern wrestling. I love a lot of, especially New Japan, Ring of Honor. Like I said, those two companies, I'm a huge, huge mark for. And there's a lot of good stuff that WWE does today. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't enjoy from WWE as well. But I'm not one of the people that just, crap on everything that WWE or any wrestling company for that matter does. Including Impact Wrestling. I know a lot of people just hate, with a passion, hate Impact Wrestling. I'm not one of those people. I'm a big Impact Wrestling fan, actually. Even through all their low points, I've always kept up with the Impact. So yeah. Anyway, let's just get on to some of the stuff that's going on right now. So yeah, the Ring of Honor pay-per-view was a week from today. I believe it's the 15th anniversary pay-per-view. Honestly, I thought the first half of the show was very mediocre. Um, and I'm not going to sit here and go through every match on the card. That's just, to me is unnecessary. There's plenty of other places you can go to hear a breakdown of every match. Um, but it really did catch my attention with the Hardys, the Young Bucks, and Roppongi Vice. Um, I'm a huge Trent Beretta fan. I love Trent Beretta. Personally, I'd rather see him go out on his own and be a singles wrestler primarily. I think it would be a lot better for him. I think because I think Trent's just extremely talented. Um, he's very unique, and that's one thing that I feel like modern wrestling is missing. There's a lot of there's not a lot of unique characters, unique wrestlers today, and I feel like Trent is definitely unique. Um, I would have loved to have seen him get a real shot with Impact instead of just the very short run that he had there. Um, but yeah, it was a very entertaining match. A lot of crazy spots in that match, which you can usually expect, especially with the Young Bucks. Um, and speaking of Young Bucks, in my opinion, um, possibly the best tag team out there today. If I was going to list the top tag teams that are out there right now, Young Bucks, the Hardys, and the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club, as in the club, as WWE calls them now. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Those three teams, and I would honestly throw in Red Dragon. I suppose they're still a tag team. From what I've seen recently, they're pretty much doing singles matches, but Red Dragon is a hell of a tag team. And The Addiction, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian, the amazing tag team. I feel like those are the top tier tag teams in wrestling today. So yeah, the Hardys Young Bucks, that will definitely be an awesome feud. I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future. But yeah, there were some crazy spots in this match. To me, and this was one of the craziest spots I've ever seen in any match, when they put the thumbtacks into Trent's mouth and super kicked him with the thumbtacks in his mouth. That to me was just insane. And when I first saw it, I was like, okay, those thumbtacks, they have to be gimmicked. There's no way those are legit thumbtacks, that they'd put in his mouth like that. But then you could see him pulling the thumbtacks out of his shoulder from earlier, and the blood and everything coming out. But just yeah, so they were not gimmicked thumbtacks, which wow, that in itself is really insane. But it was a great match. I'm really interested to see what the Hardys are going to be doing going forward. I know there's a lot of talk since they left Impact, that Impact is claiming that they own, the whole gimmick of broken Matt Hardy and all this stuff. So I don't really know where they're going to go with that. I don't know what the Hardys are going to be doing going forward. Are they going to fight this? Or are they going to go ahead and use the whole broken gimmick? And I don't know what they're going to do from here. It'll be a real shame if they can't do that going forward, because it's been such a big deal and a huge resurgence for especially Matt Hardy. I mean, I can't remember Matt Hardy being this over really since probably the Edge, Matt Hardy, and Lita angle. And I would say even then, Matt Hardy's definitely, hugely over at that time, and especially being in WWE, the big stage and everything. But I don't know, man. He's definitely over right now. I would hate to see them have to, scrap that and do something else. But we'll see where they go from there. It's crazy that Impact did not re-sign the Hardys. To me, that's just a real head scratcher. Um, but yeah, Impact will go on. It's not going to kill Impact. That's another thing you hear people all the time say. Impact's going to die. Impact's dying. Impact's not going to last another 6 months. And people have been saying that, for 10 years now. Legitimately 10 years, people have been saying that Impact's not going to last another week, another month, another 6 months, another year. Impact's going to continue on. But the biggest story of the night, and I'm not going to lie, I completely marked out, was Christopher Daniels winning the Ring of Honor World title. That was awesome. And I definitely did not expect it. Going into the match, I was like, okay, Christopher Daniels, Adam Cole for the ROH World title. It's going to be an awesome match. I would love to see Christopher Daniels win it. He would definitely deserve it. It would be an awesome moment. But I know it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And when it did, I definitely marked out a great moment. I'm definitely very happy that they gave Christopher Daniels that moment and gave him the belt. I don't see him having a very long reign with it. I would like to see him have a long reign, but I don't think they're going to give it to him. But at least he got it, At least he was able to get the ROH World title and have that moment and, have that accolade. So at least it happened, and it was awesome. It was a great match, a really, really, really good match. Setting up with Kazarian, before the match, a week or two before, Kazarian turning on Daniels and joining the Bullet Club. And, him coming out to the ring, seemingly to screw Christopher Daniels and help Adam Cole win, but wound up turning on Adam Cole in the Bullet Club and helping Christopher Daniels win the ROH World title. Very awesome storytelling. And I kind of wonder when I saw him coming out, some reason something clicked. I was like, I wonder if he's going to screw over the Bullet Club here. And this was all just a setup with him and Daniels, and that's what happened. I was still definitely shocked. Don't get me wrong. I was still shocked that, that they went that route and that Daniels won the belt. It was awesome. I'm so glad that he did it. So yeah, I love Ring of Honor. They're doing awesome things right now. They got the Hardys, they've got Bully Ray, of course the Young Bucks, Christopher Daniels, the ROH World Champion. If only ROH could get a major television deal. I know they're on, what is it, Comet, Sinclair Broadcasting, whatever it is. But that a lot of people doesn't have that. So they don't have that big, wide mainstream exposure that I really wish they had. Because that to me is the only thing that's holding them back. Not that they could, if they had a huge TV deal, they would be as big as WWE. WWE has had, over half a century of, branding and promotion to back them up and get them to where they are. So no wrestling company is going to come in and, compete with them like that. At least not anytime soon. But we're running out of time here. So we'll be doing this again next Friday. We'll be talking more about wrestling and what's going on throughout the week. I want to thank everybody for listening. If you want to leave a comment, I'll read it on the show next week and talk about whatever you want to talk about. And thanks for listening.